it's really important to identify the structural systems that are set up to impact different people in how it kind of pushes them into homelessness and the additional struggles that they face when they're actually going through these experiences.
Really concerningly, more than 2 in 5 of these people in homelessness were children.
What are some of the challenges that women go through and how microfinance was impacting on communities? How a small loan actually could really change livelihoods for women.
Hostile architecture is architecture designed to stop people using public spaces in undesirable ways.
And like Claire said, I was really shocked by that.
You have a sort of a picture in your head when you move into a developed nation. You don't think there'll be any homelessness. So when I came to Australia and I saw people on the streets, I was actually really shocked.
What does no home but not alone mean to me? I'm ashamed to say what I thought about homeless people before starting this project. I thought it was a life they chose. I would be scared to make eye contact with them when I saw them on the streets. I think this was mostly because of guilt. I grew up with the understanding that if you gave them money, they would just use it for the wrong things. I now realize how uneducated and naive I've been about the topic. They are people just like me. All they want is compassion, care, and a safe place to call home. I was shocked to learn about the huge amount of homeless people in Australia, and about how the Queensland government doesn't list shelter as a basic human right. Homelessness is a massive problem in Australia, and it needs more attention.
Hello, I'm Johnny King.
And I'm Gabriella Alvarenga.
Most of us would agree that having a place to call home is a fundamental human right. But right now, a staggering 20,000 people are experiencing homelessness in Queensland.
That's about 1 in every 200 people.
Yet most of Australians find it hard to look at homeless people, pretending that they don't exist. When people do notice, it's not often out of empathy, kindness, or care. Homeless people have long been stigmatised and blamed for their situation, that it's their fault that they got themselves here.
Here are some quick facts about homelessness. The most widely recognised type of homeless, those who find themselves living on the streets, represent only about 7% of the total population. The other 93%, who are people living in temporary housing with friends, family, or in boarding homes. Their temporary living arrangement often sees this group of homeless people frequently moving from one place to the next.
The reasons for homelessness are complex and varied. It can range from housing affordability, mental health, domestic violence, debt and addiction. These are just a handful of the reasons that force people into homelessness.
Project Shelter was born from the idea that homelessness is a solvable issue in our lifetime. The best way we thought we could participate in the conversation and have an impact on our community was to address the stigma and stereotypes of homelessness. And the people to start with was in schools and educating the leaders of tomorrow. That is how our project was born.
Project Shelter aims to generate awareness and remove the stigma of homelessness through educating our youth.
Under the leadership of Louise Jones, the research team identified statistics and information on homeless, which guided our project and campaign.
The mission of the stakeholder team was to find community organisations that could partner with us, building positive relationships with people and organisations that were already providing vital community services to the homeless population. The team did a fantastic job getting our message out to the youth and reaching as many schools within the South Brisbane region to drum up as much motivation and engagement from schools and students as possible.
The events team was critical in maximising engagement with schools and youth. We couldn't visit schools directly and adapted the campaign online, which was designed around Facebook and Instagram. The team developed a competition that would be launched adjacent to the online educational campaign. Our competition ran from the 11th to the 25th of September. The students in Year 7 to 12 were asked to respond to what does no home but not alone mean to you?
We wanted them to respond creatively to our campaign, what they had learned and what their beliefs were before engaging with our project. The competition required them to respond with a video, an animation, written response, song, drawing or infographic.
Eligible students had the chance to win a share of $500 in gift cards, with the project matching $500 donation to homeless community service groups of their choice.
The marketing and communication team was our largest project team. Their purpose was to develop the awareness of our project and our online campaign. Their role was to capture the attention of our youth and schools and encourage engagement with the competition and the campaign.
Hey, did you know that only 7% of Australia's homeless population are seen on the street?
It's crazy that homeless people are criminalised. A homeless person can be given a fine of up to $600.
Did you know that architecture can be hostile? Imagine not being able to rest on public flooring or seating because it's deliberately designed with spikes and handrails.
Wow, I didn't know that. It is estimated that 80% of homeless people are affected by mental health.
The marketing team functioned as 4 subunits: social media, website development, content and creation, and student engagement.
The role of the social media unit was to connect with our target audience being high school students and actively encouraging engagement. The campaign was promoted on Facebook and Instagram. These were identified as platforms that are heavily used by high school students.
The role of the website unit was to build and manage our online space to house our competition and our campaign, where students could go sign up for our competition and where we could collect useful data that we could use to measure the success of the campaign.
The role of the client engagement team was to follow the journey of the high schools and their participation in the project. They planned to engage participants at the beginning and end of their journey to see how their opinions, values, and beliefs have evolved throughout the project. Self-reflection surveys were used to gather data. The information compiled will be used to measure the effectiveness of our campaign. The question is, was the project able to change minds and stigma around homelessness?
The role of the content and design team is to provide the content for all the departments across our project with various media, direct to schools, online, website, email, reporting and delivering the most eye-catching content to maximise engagement with the project.
Our finance team managed a $2,000 budget that was used for prizes and promoting our campaign through advertising and paid post boosting on Facebook and Instagram. $1,000 was used for awards and charitable donations, and a further $1,000 was used for online promotion of the campaign.
This was a life-changing project for us.
And we know we have made a difference.